Sorry after this checks right now. Man realizes cop found his boyfriend's dead body. Yo, boyfriend's nigga, what? Oh hell nah, folks. Hell nah, folks. Yo, boyfriend dead body. Nigga, this is a he said it said man, folks, a grown ass man. Bro, come on, bro. We gotta do better, game. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. I'm not gonna lie. Make sure y'all niggas like and subscribe. Bro. We gotta do better, game. We got to.
Hi, did you make it? Yeah.
This is 69-year-old.
Bro, you wouldn't even think this nigga gay, folks. This Jim. Ooh.
James Clement, a caretaker living with his elderly patient in an alleged relationship. Just days ago, he killed him and staged the death as an accident.
He said his elderly patient? Elderly patient again?
Were you two dating?
Lock him up.
He was gay though.
Okay, we're here to offer condolences. Okay.
At the time, officers thought they were speaking with a grieving caretaker. In reality, they were face to face with a man who betrayed his lover, beat him to the brink of death, then built an elaborate lie to cover it up. Police had their suspicions from the very start, yet somehow James would outplay detectives and walk away without ever being convicted of murder.
She wants his insurance. She gets all his beneficial. I get nothing. Do you think I did something to him?
Not right now. So
Oh,
we're
good,
just,
because I didn't. Sorry.
I think you got mad at Ralph or something. Huh? You said that to me. I didn't do it. I knew you did it.
Around 9 p.m. on a Sunday night, 92-year-old...
Bro, before we even... Bro, y'all need to stop doing these fucking crimes for real, nigga. I can't believe he's 92. The nigga that we were just looking at didn't even look nowhere near 92, folks. Come on, man. We gotta do better. Like, on some real shit, brother. We gotta do better.
Ralph Shorman's
It's
life
cold.
abruptly
Fine.
ended.
It's
Inside
cold.
the home he shared with his caretaker, James Clement, tensions reached a breaking point and James snapped. He walked up to his best friend and delivered a violent blow to the head, leaving him unconscious and bleeding. Panicked, James stepped outside for a walk. By the time he returned, Ralph was unresponsive. James called for an ambulance, and as help arrived, he began rehearsing his cover-up story, one he thought would clear him. In the early hours of the next morning, the hospital called the sheriff's office to report an unnatural death. A deputy arrived at the ER to find Ralph's body covered in patterned bruises, injuries no one could mistake for an accident. Without waiting for an autopsy, the deputy opens a homicide investigation. Later that same day, officers drive to Ralph's home to talk to his longtime caretaker, James Clement. With suspicion growing, officers arrive at the residence where James doesn't wait for questions. Instead,
wait. Bro, hold on. My fault, y'all. I had this shit going fast as hell. I knew this bitch was going too fast. The fuck? I knew that bitch was going too fast, bro. I let lock in.
he's got a story prepared, one he believes will fully cover up the murder.
Oh, did you know he died?
Yeah. Very sorry.
Oh, you know what happened? I figured out what happened.
What?
I went out to feed my dogs. I couldn't figure out what he had, why he was bruised on his eyes.
Okay.
And I said, Ralph, what happened? He said, my dog did it. He must have banged his head, but I banged his head when I was trying to get him in charge.
Can you show me where that was at? Where he banged his head?
Oh, right here. But that has nothing to do with that. He was already right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to here trying to lift him in there, and then he fell on the ground. And it's just terrible. I usually...
Bro, that shit just sounds stupid, gang. On some real shit, gang. That shit sounds stupid. This gay ass nigga, fool. You know what you did.
watch
fool.
him 24 hours
Geeky ass boy.
a day, and just that time I didn't do it.
Hey.
I gave him 6 years of my life.
Jim, just take a deep breath, okay? We're here to offer condolences.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
My hair, bro.
And-
I'm not gonna lie when my hair touch my
I'm gonna lose my...
when my hair touch my face for that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not used to that shit. For I'll be having my shit tied up. Boy, that shit feels so weird, man. That shit feel like something crawling on my face and shit. Oh God.
my home. I don't have nothing. I bought this home to give him a home. I gave my life for him. I lost my home to save him from everybody that wanted to pull the plug on him.
Who's that?
His family.
I mean, were you two dating?
No.
No?
No, we were just best friends. He was gay though.
Okay.
And we were the best friends, and we became family.
Okay.
I was like his son that he never had.
While James speaks, his delivery is hard to miss, marked by big hand gestures, tearless sobbing, and dramatic explanations.
Yeah,
And
all
he
that
appears
crying
to lean
shit
heavily
fake.
into the image of a loyal caretaker, describing
Yeah.
how much he cared for Ralph, even calling him his best friend. It looked unusual, maybe even a little over the top for police, but they don't know James well enough to tell if this is just his personality, if he's drunk, or if something else is going on. But in the middle of James's performance, an officer spots something suspicious on the car that immediately worries James.
What's all that blood from? Is that from last night?
Where? Where?
Right there.
No, that's me.
Oh.
I had an artery cut. See,
Oh,
see,
okay.
feel that. I want you to feel that.
We're
Would you
not.
feel that? Look at that.
Yeah, we can see it.
I
No, there's
thought I grabbed.
like a knot.
Ralph called.
Okay.
Me. Ralph called me, and I was trying to fix the dishwasher.
How did you meet Ralph?
Ralph was in a nursing home, and he admired me as a singer in Florence, and they were being real mean to you. Terrible.
Who was?
Florence fella.
Okay.
And one guy even put cocaine up his nose and took his food. But then his sister said, he's 92 years old. What you did for him, just call me.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, there's a difference between me and his wife.
She called.
His wife, he married his wife for conveniences. This family was so terrible, they threw him in the nursing home and forgot him.
Who would that be?
But his wife, he married.
Okay.
No, take care. There you go.
Thank you.
No, I don't want this ever repeated. He married
Bro,
Fran.
y'all can't tell the nigga gay, bro. Look how he moving. Bro, bro, he better not ever, nigga. If that was my shoulder, boy, he would have had to get it right here. What? Let me stop. I ain't doing that. But nah, for he wouldn't touch me. I ain't gonna. Oh God, he would.
To
Wouldn't
give
touch
her
me.
his insurance.
Okay.
And when he broke his leg, she threw him in the nursing home and forgot him.
So he married Fran for insurance, you said?
Yeah, she wants
Like-
his insurance. She gets all his beneficial. I get nothing.
Okay.
Clearly, James knows how to play this. He might look frantic and odd, but he's covering himself well, firing off answers quickly and confidently, never stuttering or hesitating. He also keeps deliberately cutting off officers and steering the conversation under his control. It all sounds nonchalant, natural, like a man with nothing to hide. And it works. Bit by bit, James leads the exchange exactly where he wants it, denying he has anything to gain from Ralph's death, then pointing the finger at Ralph's wife, who stood to benefit from the insurance policy. A clever move. If police
Wait,
want a
is that-
motive, point them.
Is that her in court, gang? Nah, she can't be charged with nothing. So I think that's her like just sitting right there looking at folks get charged.
Towards someone who has one. Now, with money on the table and a suspicious death, police can't ignore the wife, and they'll have to check everyone in Ralph's circle who might stand to gain. So officers wrap up their visit and head back to coordinate with detectives, unaware this was only the first round in a much longer game. A game that James would ultimately twist in his favor, beating the most serious charge against him. At the station, detectives
How he
begin
beat
their
the charge?
investigation while waiting for the autopsy to provide
How he beat the charge, bro?
a clearer picture. They check James's claim and confirm Ralph's wife, Frances Shurman, is indeed the insurance beneficiary. Officers are soon sent to her residence to conduct a formal interview. Though instead of taking the heat off James, this would soon backfire in a way that he never saw coming. But while that's happening, James makes his own move. He walks into the police station, unprompted, claiming he's figured out what really caused Ralph's deadly injury. The twist
What?
here is detectives are already suspicious that Ralph's injuries were caused by James beating him. So if he slips up and mentions a domestic dispute, police will immediately have the evidence they need to charge him. It's a risky move for James, but surprisingly, he sells the news story well enough to make the case even harder to crack.
He reaches up to
Yeah, so they saying,
feeds his cat.
Man, this
right
gay
here, and
ass
the lamp
nigga,
is
bro.
here and his bed
man,
is here.
I might gotta
So
be a
his hand's
detective.
over here, but he
man, 'cause
reaches
I
up
would've
with
read
his hand to
nigga.
turn it on.
I'm telling you,
Well,
bro, I would've-
apparently, the cat probably thought he was going to give him food, so she ran, and that's why he asked me to fix it. The lamp fell over, hit him in the head. That's what happened.
So the lamp fell over and hit him in the
That's
head?
why that was, yeah. And I asked him, do you want to go to the doctors? He said, no,
Why
it's
he
just a
bad?
little bump. I said, well, I don't know. And I think that's what caused that brain bleed, because it was right in by the temple. Did you see that there? Yeah, and lifting him, I had to pick him up like that to put him in the car, so wherever you touch him, he gets black and blue. His dogs jump on him, he's black and blue.
James rolls out a new explanation, this time saying Ralph's injury came from a lamp that tipped over and struck him. Odd as it sounds, the story fits uncomfortably well. Even the marks on Ralph's head could line up with the base of a lamp. It's a problem for police because with the autopsy results still pending, it's impossible to rule it out. So instead of challenging him now, the detective lets him talk. Every new detail James adds makes the story harder to debunk in the moment, but easier to test against the evidence later.
So Jimmy, I just wanted to tell you, you started talking right away, but you're free to go at any time you want, okay?
Yeah.
You wanted to talk to me, so.
It just, the doctor's gonna call me back, but now I know what happened. I am such a perfectionist when I love the people. It's my life, I can't.
So how many times did Ralph hit his head?
He must have, well, he hit it onto the door when I was trying to get him in the car, but it was more of a bend over,
Okay.
slide down. His sister said that would have happened anyway. Ralph was 92. She says he wasn't a well man. You kept him alive all these years. She says, you don't know how much we appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And like I said, all beneficiaries goes to his wife. His wife was a convenience marriage. He married her to give her his insurance. Because, I knew Ralph was gay. He's been married gay. He was gay, but he needed me, and we were such good friends. I don't care. There was no involved. He was my best friend, and I was very lonely.
Yeah, why would you even bring that shit up? Like, this nigga on some weird shit.
My other house, and he begged me at the nursing home, and he used to come sing with me as a patient.
Strategic or not, James is careful with how he presents himself. The loyal friend, the only one who cared for Ralph, framing himself as the last person who'd ever have a reason to hurt him. Detectives can't question it because they know he really had been taking care of Ralph for the past 6 years. However, a motive is one of the first things detectives look for in a murder case, and James is distancing himself from it completely, stressing that Ralph's wife would get all the benefits. What he doesn't know yet is that his defense will eventually collapse because Ralph already told others something very different. For now, though, James keeps circling the same details and drifting into tangents, offering nothing new, until the very end, when the performance cracks and he lets something slip.
So it's going to take some time, but the medical examiners, so they're going to do an autopsy on him and see if they can determine,
What caused that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I didn't know, and they could see that might come on.
Before they do that, though, they want to get your side.
Ralph and I got along good.
No, I'm not saying
They
that.
did that too?
No, not at all. No. They just want to know, the time of events and what happened. So then that helps them better when they're doing the autopsy.
Oh, okay.
So.
And that's a heavy lamp, and if they're running and they hit and it flies.
Yeah.
And he bruises on everything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Francis and them won't talk to me. I hope they don't think that I did something. I don't know.
No, I don't.
Ralph told me I had to watch.
I think they're just sad.
For the first time, James says it out loud. He's worried people might suspect him of wrongdoing. The concern only seems to surface after the autopsy is mentioned. And while the detective notes it, being afraid of a wrongful accusation isn't exactly unusual considering the circumstances. At the same time James is voicing his fear, detectives are across town wrapping up their interview with Ralph's wife, Frances Shorman. She gave them an alibi, saying she was nowhere near Ralph that night. Her statements and phone records were collected for further checks, and investigators left to verify the details she provided. Later that day, a detective stops by James's house to check the lamp he claimed fell on Ralph's head. Without a warrant, James could have refused, but instead, he seizes the chance to prove he has nothing to hide and lets the detective in without hesitation. A decision that will expose a major flaw in his story, finally giving police something concrete to use against him. But before we get to that, sometimes the most devastating injuries are the ones you can't see.
I know. Get in. Stop it.
I try not to let him out.
No, you'll be fine. Can you shut the door?
Yep.
This is where they ran.
Okay.
They ran here.
Get down.
And they jumped. They jumped on here, right here. He
Get down.
with his head. He reaches up to turn his light on.
Get down.
Didn't even get down, dog.
Bro, get your bitch ass dog. I would have kicked the fuck out that dog. Nigga keep on telling me to get down. Boy, I wouldn't play with that motherfucking dog, boy.
He's a star of a show called Good Day.
And it's still on club.
Okay.
And they went running over here, and apparently, because the lamp was here,
But they didn't knock any of this down?
all this was down.
Okay.
This was down.
Is that your phone then?
This is my phone.
Oh, okay.
You could smell the urine.
Yeah, I don't want to smell it.
And then he's laying like this, and
He
this
said you
is
can
like.
Bro, what's up, gang? He said, bro, this nigga weirdo.
Hey, this.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Nah, there's
get
no
this
way it
out.
could do that. Cause hey, let me break this down to y'all niggas right now, folks. For the niggas that think this shit could happen. If this feel like that, folks, this part would hit him, folks. This part ain't gonna do shit like that, folks. He had to get hit with this part right here. And it wouldn't even make sense. Cause why would he be laying like that's
Anymore.
You have to get it on
Help you. So I put it up and I paid attention and I went out to take the little Pomeranians out then. And then when I came in, he said he wasn't hungry and I looked at him and he had this bang on his head.
Okay.
Inside the house, James points out the lamp and even reenacts how he thinks it might have struck Ralph. The house is cluttered, but nothing looks alarming. For the moment, the detective is inclined to see James as just a stressed caretaker dealing with tragedy. That is, until he gets a call that the first autopsy results are in. The detective heads back to the station to check them, but what he finds won't deliver the clarity they were hoping for. The initial findings confirmed Ralph died from a brain bleed caused by blunt force trauma, injuries consistent with a fall from height, car crash, or violent blow. But Ralph was also 92, frail, and on blood thinners. Because of that, the manner of death was left inconclusive, pending further study. Even so, detectives kept looking into Ralph's circle. James's shifting stories, the suspicious bruising, and the financial motive with Ralph's wife were more than enough reason to keep digging. A few days later, detectives secure a search warrant for Ralph and James's residence, and a team of officers is dispatched to serve it. For James, what happens next would be a surprise he never saw coming.
Hi. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why don't you go on the driveway here, okay? Are all the dogs outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I do?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you, okay?
Okay. I didn't do anything actually.
Okay.
I've been working all day. I've been taking care of everybody.
Look, he thought, but he thought he was gonna get caught right here, gang. He thought I didn't do anything actually, bro. He is for crying, bro. This was gonna be some real tears. If he would have got caught, like when folks told him he died, he wasn't really crying, bro. But when he was gonna get caught, I bet
What
you some
happened?
real tears.
Okay, so,
I really would like to know.
yep, so the reason I'm here today, the reason we're all here today,
Yeah.
is because after his autopsy, some stuff just needs to be answered, okay?
Okay.
So what I had to do because of that autopsy and
Yeah.
being that we don't know what happened to him,
Yeah.
we have to investigate that. So
Okay.
this is a search warrant
Oh, you can search the house.
to go into
The
your house.
upstairs is closed off, so
Okay.
he only stays downstairs.
Yep.
Although James looks a little uneasy, he stays calm and takes the surprise search well, showing no signs of resistance towards officers. But James, in turn, has a surprise of his own. Out of nowhere, he adds yet another explanation for Ralph's injuries, one that could trigger more suspicion, but James believes it's his best shot at covering his tracks.
Another thing I remember too from that day, I should really tell you this. We were driving to bring the animals to Kearney Road, and all of a sudden, a deer ran out and about this far, and Ralph was going to fly into the dash because I slammed on the brakes, and I put my hand up like this to hold him back. When he would have hit his face right into the dash.
Yeah,
so that's what it happened. He had a seatbelt on, but he's so big, he was going right for the dash.
Okay.
But he didn't hit the dash because I put my hand there. I took very good care of Ralph. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just explaining this to you. You can stay out here with Sergeant Reed, and and we're gonna.
It's too much weird ass story scheme for these niggas to be believing him. This cop right here just look like a fucking dork. He don't even know what's going on, bro. Like this shit crazy, bro.
Partner and I are gonna go in the house, and we'll,
do they
as
think
long as all the dogs
do they
are
think
outside.
I did something to him?
Not right now. So we're
good,
just,
because I didn't. I loved that man. I went without life for him. Took him everywhere, lifted him. A lot of the bruises on him is putting him in the car. His dogs jump on. You try to put a guy in a car like that, you have to pull him out. Your elbows are in, and I was damaged, so I had to use my hands like this to pull him out of the car and put him in things. So I'm glad you're going to check that, okay?
Yeah.
Clearly, James isn't making the police's job any easier with the string of details he keeps remembering. But at the same time, it makes him look cooperative and keeps suspicion at bay. With this new near-accident theory added onto the list, one officer stays outside with James while the others move to conduct the search. Inside the house, they collect Ralph's cell phone, but there are no weapons, no bloodied clothing, and no indication of a violent struggle. So with no concrete findings, officers leave the residence to brief detectives. At this point, the autopsy is still inconclusive, and with no real evidence of a crime, the case is stuck. If James stays quiet, he gets away with it right here. But he won't do that. Over the next month, James kept going back and forth with police, bringing new statements or calling late at night whenever he remembered a new detail. It seemed like he was helping clear his name, but what he didn't know was that every time he opened his mouth, he was digging his own grave.
So, you came in voluntarily, right?
Yes.
You're free to leave the doors open. You're not.
Anybody can hear it because it's the truth.
Well, I'm just letting you know. So you're not under arrest. If you want to leave the doors right there, you can get up.
I know I'm not being prosecuted for anything.
Okay,
they're trying to find out what happened.
Yep, just because we're back here, and I just want to make that clear. Okay.
No, I'm not worried about anything.
So it's like, so they saying it's like a month later. That's insane. That's fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. So they ain't know these niggas was, man. They should have did some tests, some DNA tests, bro.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
worried about what happened.
Okay.
I'm worried that
County Lake is right behind it.
Okay.
I really, for my sake, because I that scared me with all those people. I never thought this would come to this because it wasn't my fault. Why did so many people come? Is that against me, or is that something? Is something happening?
That I don't know.
Why did they think I did?
I didn't say that, Jim. No.
Oh, okay. Because I hope now that would break my heart.
I mean, if there is something that, if you ever did, you should probably come clean and just because
never did.
Because if something like that did happen, in my experience, it's better to get out in front of it and be truthful.
What would happen? Nothing happened.
During the weeks that followed, James kept calling police with strange remarks and making sure they never forgot his name. Until a month later, when he finally decides he's had enough of waiting and wants to clear his name entirely, starting with a phone call.
And when I turned around, I turned to the right to turn around to get him to pull him in to the place. I hit him in the back of the head with my elbow and my back of my arm because I didn't know he was there. So could that have caused that?
Yeah, it's hard to say, Jim.
They told me it would be a year, but I never expected something like this to happen. It was sad, Yeah. Did they find out anything?
Not yet, Jim. I'm sorry. It's just kind of taken a while here.
I will bring this to you, but I'm also going to show you a card that Fran sent me. She sent me many of them after this. You'll see what kind of care I gave to him from the letter she wrote to me and Ralph. So I'll let you do that too, okay?
Okay, Jim. I'll meet you out in the lobby.
Thank you, Mark, so much. Bye-bye.
Minutes after the phone call,
That nigga
James
weird
shows up at the
though.
police station carrying more handwritten statements, and even stranger, a letter from someone he believes will finally clear his name once and for all.
Hi, Jim.
There you are, waiting for you to come here. Oh, you look so different. Now I recognize you. Is it cold in here or is it me? I got low blood pressure.
It's cold outside.
Yes. Yeah, I did this.
Okay.
And right here, this was actually, I made this. This is actually, I write this down because this has been so horrible for me. It kind of helps me.
Therapeutic for you?
Yes, it is. So, I'm so sorry.
Bro, you're not crying at all.
Can't even breathe.
Well, you guys were together for a long time.
He was not going to die from the first time I got him. I lost my home saving him from his family. They didn't care. But I want you to read this.
James's so-called evidence turned out to be a card written by Ralph's wife filled with kind words about the care he'd given. While unexpected, it was his trump card, proof that even Ralph's own wife vouched for him. But the cop noticed his sudden emotional shift, his voice cracking as if he was on the verge of tears, but with none to show. It was an odd moment, and just as quickly, James returned to his usual composure. With that, the officer took the card and made copies of it, while James went home, likely thinking he had finally convinced them of his innocence. What he couldn't have known is that the same woman who wrote that card would later become one of the most damaging witnesses against him. In the months that followed, the case seemed to stall. Even James stopped calling as if he'd finally moved on, but detectives quietly kept digging. In that time, they collect troubling claims from people Ralph confided in about being abused. Then, in January 2022, the final autopsy results arrived. 3 separate internal brain injuries were identified, a pattern consistent with a violent blow, and this time, the manner of death was officially ruled a homicide. By this point, detectives already interviewed Ralph's wife, Frances. They were able to verify her alibi, and she was quickly ruled out. So detectives were left with only one person who'd been with Ralph that night, his caretaker, James Clement. But they didn't have anything against him. No murder weapon, no eyewitnesses, and no forensic evidence. All they had were James's messy stories. Taking him to court now would almost certainly fail. And if James simply lays low and avoids a confession, it's game over. He wins, and the police are all out of options. At this point, detectives know their only chance is to force James to admit what he did. So this time, they call him in, asking if he wants to come for an interview and hear the autopsy results. The plan is to catch James off guard, confront him, and get him to confess. If they're ever going to prove foul play, it will have to come straight from James's mouth. That afternoon, James arrives at the station thinking he's going to clear his name and finally be at peace. Detectives, on the other hand, need to make sure he doesn't walk out free.
I got the medical examiner's report now.
Yeah.
Okay, the autopsy report.
Wrote that shit on... Hey, what if they actually wrote that shit on a smart board right here, blood? That should have been funny as hell. That's the real shit.
It's all right here.
Oh, God.
The dogs had nothing to do with this.
Why did he say that then? Did he fall?
The dogs had nothing to do with it, okay?
Did it?
You see how high the lamp is?
Yeah.
That's about it. That is a little higher than what it was when it was on his dresser, okay?
Yeah.
And when I was there, you even laid down on the bed and you showed me.
Yeah, because he was on the side of the bed.
That is not what did it either.
Oh. Was it natural?
No, it's not natural. And it's not from his head hitting the dashboard, because you told Deputy Benson that you both had your seatbelts on.
Yeah, he went forward.
And you never hit.
Like this. I caught him from behind when he came back.
Okay, so I'm telling you everything that it's not.
Okay.
Okay?
Needless to say, James wasn't expecting this. Every version of events he'd given is laid out in front of him, and the detective makes it clear none of it adds up. For the first time, James looks cornered, likely realizing there's no easy way out of the corner he's dug himself into.
But now he creepy. On my life, he creepy, bro. He look crazy. This nigga look crazy. Nigga, on my life. It look like he finna cry and some more shit, but nah, this shit look creepy, bro.
He wants to escape suspicion, he'll have to come up with something new. Seeing this, the detective leans in and starts asking the tough questions James had been wishing to avoid.
Now, that being said,
yeah,
there's no could've, there's no anything. What happened, Jim?
Yeah.
And I don't know how it happened. I'm hoping you're going to tell me because,
here's an outside. Yeah.
Are you a drinker?
I have a drink once in a while. I make a hot toddy at night. Ralph had it
once in a while.
Well, no, just once. Yeah, once in a while.
So
we're not really.
So listen, I don't care. Okay, no. But are you a drunk?
No. No.
Because every time we've talked to you, somebody throughout this whole thing has always smelled alcohol on you. Always.
That was because after that happened, I felt so bad that I had a drink just to relax me to try to go to sleep. This was after this happened. I had a drink, but otherwise I don't drink hardly at all.
Because I mean, I could see. Hold on, I could see if you were drinking, you don't remember something that happened.
No, it was only just a shot in some either in tea or honey. It was like a hot toddy.
So then how did this happen to Ralph? You have told me many times in here that you hope we don't think you did it. You hope Fran doesn't think you did it.
I hope that they don't think.
Here's the problem we have.
No, but me bumping him could have done that.
Here's the problem we have.
Myself.
It's not a bumping thing.
Isn't it?
No. In here, they said it would take at least 30 pounds of force.
Really? What did he hit? Did he fall on the floor?
I want you to tell me.
I don't know. I was outside.
If he fell on the floor and hit his head like that, you would have come in and he would have still been on the floor. There's no way he could have got up.
He claimed he was on. I don't understand.
Because you tell me all the time how you would have to pick him up and move him all the time because he couldn't walk.
He could stand up. And when I went out the door, he stood up. He could stand up.
Under pressure, James seems to suddenly remember another detail, claiming Ralph was standing when he left to walk the dog. It's only a small adjustment, but another shift in the story that's already been shifting too much. By now, the detective can tell that pulling the truth out of James won't be straightforward. So instead of hammering him on the inconsistencies, he decides to lean into James's own odd behavior, the tearless sobbing, endless over-explaining, and the drinking. If James can be convinced this was an accident, maybe he'll finally admit to doing something he doesn't remember.
If you were drinking,
wasn't drinking,
and something happened,
okay,
and maybe you don't remember it, that's one thing, and that's fine.
We had a drink together.
So Jim, I just want to know, did you do something to him accidentally that you don't know, that maybe you don't remember?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. When I was bringing him through the door.
That didn't do it.
That didn't do it?
That didn't do it. Something hit Ralph with enough force to do that to him. And then maybe
when we were could that have happened when, could something, what did they think it was?
The brain bleed would cause the unresponsiveness. Okay?
Yeah.
Are we clear on that?
I sure do.
So, no matter what happened after he was unresponsive, has nothing to do with it.
Could he have fallen on the floor while I was out? I don't know. He could have crawled back and he could do that.
If he hit his head like that, he would have been knocked out.
Well, I don't know. I was out for a long time. 20 minutes with each dog.
So every time, and everyone has noticed this, everybody that's talked to you have noticed this,
well, I'm so upset.
that you don't cry.
I cry all the time.
You don't cry in front of us.
I cry 24.
You have this dramatic...
No.
Like you're starting to cry and then there's no tears.
Well, because I'm just flabbergasted.
He never dropped a tear, gang. That's what I'm saying. He never dropped a tear.
Gassed it.
That's not a
That
reason.
was a shock when everybody came to the house. I never expected.
Listen, but
like
that's
that.
it's not the only time.
Looks like the detective's persuasion isn't working as expected. Although James fumbles through his words, he still insists he doesn't know what could have happened. However, the detective has one more trick up his sleeve that's sure to do the trick. First, statements from the people who claimed Ralph called them, saying James had been abusive. And if that isn't enough, he's ready to go further with the autopsy photos showing the full extent of Ralph's injuries. The plan is simple. Challenge James with Ralph's own words, and then force him to confront the medical evidence he can't explain away.
Let me ask you this. One time, did you dump a bucket of ice water over top of him while he's sitting in his wheelchair?
No, who said that? Who said that?
Jim, you got one chance here to tell me the truth. So
ice? What's that about? I never did an ice bucket on him. Who said that?
Why would Ralph call people and tell them that?
He never called.
Why would Ralph call and tell people that you abuse him?
He didn't tell people that.
Yes, he did.
Who did he tell that to?
He made many calls about it.
No, he didn't.
So why would he do that?
No, he never.
How do you know?
Because I was always with him. Ralph told everybody that his wife abused him. He told them his son abused him. He told everybody abused him when he didn't get his way, when he had panic attacks. And then he'd get very upset.
So you're telling me that you didn't do that?
No.
And that you've never abused him?
No.
I think, and everyone else is going to think, that you did something here.
No, I didn't.
I'm going to show you something.
I would get mad at him when he didn't do things. Oh, there's my poor guy. Oh,
look at his eye. Look at his face. Look at his chin. You think, and you're going to sit here and tell me, you think dogs did this to him?
Well, how did that end up there? That wasn't. I don't know how he's black and blue. He must have fallen.
When?
When I was outside. When I came in.
Okay. So I'll piggyback off that, and I'll say, okay, he did fall. Let's just say he fell. Ralph at 92 years old, and he hits that hard.
Yeah.
His ass is not getting off the ground without someone helping him.
Yeah. Well, he had this before.
Had what before?
Some of those black and blue marks.
Why?
Because the dogs were jumping on him, and he had hit his. He had hit his head. I had
here.
I slapped him and slapped him.
Let me show you this.
To get awake. What's that?
Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know what the autopsy is telling me and the medical examiner? There's one on each side of his neck, and the one on the.
I was holding him up when I was trying to wake him up.
Why would you not tell me you grabbed him by the neck?
I did grab him by the neck.
You didn't tell me you did that.
Yes, I had to hold his head up, and I was trying to hold him up, and I couldn't. I was trying to get him out of bed, and I shook his head to wake him up.
Why would you grab someone like this? Not with two hands.
Yeah.
Like this. Why would you grab someone like this?
Because I had him like this.
By the neck?
No, hand here, I was trying to pull him up.
Even when faced with witness statements and the photos of Ralph's injuries, James refuses to budge. By now, he knows that staying firm is the safest play he has left. For the detective, it's proof that circling around isn't going to work. So he decides to make a risky gamble, cut straight to the point, and accuse James of murder.
So I'm going to tell you what I think happened. You want to hear what I think happened?
I really want to know.
I think that Ralph was probably on you about something.
No, he wasn't.
Listen, I don't know that you remember doing it, but while Ralph was laying in bed, you grabbed him by the neck, and you took your other hand and you hit him with that lamp in the head.
I did not. I wasn't even near that lamp.
That's what I think happened.
No, it's not. Honest to God, that's
because
not.
Everything that I have, all this paperwork, everything in the report,
I did not.
That is what
I wasn't even near the lamp. I came in from outside.
You're lucky that I didn't bring in the picture of when they cut his head open to take his brain out, and you should see.
Hold on, what? But look at this nigga's face. Gay. Nah, what is he talking about, gay? He said, bro, come on, you gotta chill out, bro. Well, they had to cut this nigga head open? No, that's not, on some real shit, that's not funny, bro. I'm laughing at how this nigga looking, bro. But, bro, no, that's fucked up, bro. What the fuck?
The massive amount of blood that is in his head on the left side.
Why?
Why? because he was hit with something 30 pounds of pressure or more.
The detective's gamble is paying off, and the pressure is getting to James. Watch the next few seconds closely, because James is about to slip and give detectives the confession they desperately need.
Here's how it would go, okay?
Yeah.
Because exactly what I told you is what I think happened. I think maybe you...
I was never mad at him.
Everybody knows that you drink, and you told me you don't.
No, I have a drink once in a while. I don't drink often. Lately, after I did it, I got a drink.
In the middle of the conversation,
Nigga,
James
lately after I did it, oh my mama, this nigga stupid as ooh.
appears to let something slip. A statement that sounds dangerously close to an admission. The detective doesn't react and seems to miss it entirely. But another officer monitoring the interview hears it right away. He knocks on the door and pulls the detective outside to fill him in. Moments later, the detective walks back into the room, now armed with the potential slip of the tongue and ready to make one last push.
You told me.
Yes.
Just now, you told me, into this conversation today, you told me that you guys were having drinks, and then you had another one after you did it.
No, I didn't do it.
Yes,
What did you do?
Huh?
You said that to me.
I didn't do it. Let's do it.
I don't know. I want you to tell me.
I put him on the bed, actually, earlier, but did it. What's did it?
I don't know.
Bro, this nigga.
I don't either.
Boy.
What?
Why would I say that?
I don't know, Jim. That's what I want to know.
They can't do something to me, can they, for all this that happened? I don't want to end up being
I
put in
don't.
jail for something or whatever, for something I didn't do that was not something that was violent.
Well, you did it, but it's an accident, you're saying.
One thing is certain by now. James has absolutely no grasp of the severity of the situation he's in. He doesn't even seem to realize that the final statement he just made has sealed his fate, giving investigators exactly what they needed. And with that, the interview is over. 2 days later, James Clement is arrested, held without bond, and indicted for involuntary manslaughter and lying to a police officer. His trial began on January 15th, 2025. Prosecutors argued that 6 years of round-the-clock caregiving left James. Shifting explanation James gave was exposed as nothing more than a cover-up story. Ralph's wife also...
Of course, we knew that. But nah, gang, this shit was crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Long live James. Long live Ralph. Fuck James. Fly that nigga to outer space and kick that nigga out. But nigga, if y'all fucked with this video game, you gotta be subscribed and like, gang. And I'm probably gonna drop more videos.